he's hidden the video. I guess that means I must go. I got to tell you, beyond the obvious about Tick, Tick, Boom, which is fantastic. The film is amazing. Y'all are fantastic. The ensemble is wonderful. The thing that stood out to me is just how this film is a beautiful tapestry of representation. And that's what I probably loved most of all. And as actors, how does that feel to be part of this, just this beautiful statement like that everybody is represented in this story?
If you're right. But
I mean, yeah, I was about to be like, it's good. It feels so good. Rarely do we get to see a cast that's this diverse. I feel like we haven't seen it in a very long time. Lynn does a great job of it. Jonathan Larson did an incredible job of it before him. Andrew Lloyd Webber. I mean, every couple decades, we get these landmark human beings who are willing to put BIPOC stories to the forefront, queer stories to the forefront, and not only represent, but also deepen the understanding of those individual cultures and characters. You get to see layered, nuanced moments for each and every one of them.
Yeah, I mean, for Jonathan and for Lynn, I feel like it's systemic in them to include diversity in all of their work. And so for me, it was so beautiful that he could include into that diversity a Broadway actor, because in my mind, it was going to be like some famous singer who wants to act for the first time playing Michael. And the fact that he chose to uplift me is his Boricua brother. And it wasn't because of that. It was because I came in and I killed it. Don't get me wrong. But he's the one with the platform, and he's the one with the ability to give me the job. And the fact that he made sure I was given, I'm being given this moment. It's not only important in terms of like the visual diversity, it's important in terms of the modeling that's happening, watching someone who is in a position of power and is choosing to leave the door open behind them. It's how it should be.
It is how it should be. And that's, I think that's something that everybody should take from this film. Now, there are a lot of difficult moments in terms of emotional moments, the choreography, etc. For each of you, what was the most difficult part of this shoot? Was it a moment of choreography? Was it a particular song?
You know what I think is so interesting? That the most difficult thing for me was the fact that we were shooting during COVID. There was a lot of things that could have been difficult that Lynn executed flawlessly. He set us up to succeed with our choreographer. He set us up to succeed with our music director. We did a month of rehearsals, not only with those two sides of this coin, but also with him, and going and diving deep into these characters. The hardest thing was not being able to lick each other's faces every morning. Like being able to love on each other. Like we all loved each other so much, and to not be able to fully be able to express that because of COVID protocols and stuff like that. That to me was the hardest thing. I felt like we kind of lost a little bit of our moment with that.
Well, you and I talk a lot about the mental health aspect of it all, and like, you know, I'm someone who had been experiencing insecurities, and I was having many panic attacks that I was dealing with related to the work, but also we talked about mental health being isolated and not having that social connection. And so there was the difficulty, the physical difficulty of learning things like our dance numbers. Yes. With Ryan Heffington, our choreographer, who's so wonderful, like he worked us to the bone to learn our choreo, and that was difficult. But the mental health, that was really, really real, because it's like we're so aware that we're so blessed and fortunate to be in the position where we got to actually make a movie in the middle of the pandemic, and so many others weren't allowed to go to work. And so it was like hard navigating, like acknowledging your blessings, but also like what we're doing is really, really difficult, and we have to be very forgiving of ourselves and allow ourselves to have days that don't feel so good. And it was all worth it. I do all of it, 100 times over.
Yeah, I feel like if I knew now, like, what does that say?
If you knew then what you know now.
If I knew then what I know now, I feel like I would have been able to navigate it that much easier. In the moment, it's really hard to kind of grasp on. staring at a brick wall outside of your New York window apartment, you know, and finding solitude within the people around you.
Yeah.